Hello guys and welcome back to round 2 of Grand Prix Masterclass. We're here at Japan today, one of my favourite tracks, probably the most intense track we're going to have here all season, and it's only second round. Here is the track. We have 18 turns through the S's and the curves, the hairpin, one of the most difficult turns in this track in my opinion. Also, this track is a tyre killer, but we know some of these drivers are really good when it comes to tyre management, so we shall see what these guys are like. Here are the standings. Last week was won by the McLaren driver of Drizzle. Can he do the same this week and get his lead in the Constructors and also the Drivers' Championship up there? McLaren, P1, William and then Kick are the top three for the Constructors. The lineup has pretty much stayed the same. It is probably going to change throughout the calendar, but we shall see. We are just getting into quali right now. It's going to be a very interesting quali. I don't really know what times are like for this, but we'll see. Here is the calendar. We are now at Suzuka. Next week will be at Miami, one of my favorite tracks, to be honest. I did a league race, not commentating, but driving. So we shall see. What's going on? Why can't I do anything? There we go. Hold on 2 seconds, guys. Right, let's get into qualifying. I believe it will be iPack or Drizzle that's going to be the first one to come out. It could be iPack. It's a very good grid today. Not a very big one. Oh, why is nothing working for me now? What is going on? Sorry, guys. Tell me how the stream is, guys, because I'm having some issues on my end, but hopefully it's not bad. Right, so who will be the first one to go out? And as I believe it's a woman. Sorry, last week I was saying Oman all of this week. I have now been corrected, and it is woman from now on. So it'll be him, followed by iPack, and then the Aston Martin driver in Haas. Hopefully he doesn't get let up. This track is pretty notorious for when it comes to getting held up, but I think they should do just fine. How does the stream look, guys? Anyone in chat, just tell me how it looks. Let me get up on my phone. Hopefully I'm not having any problems. Oh, yeah, and even on here it's having some problems. Right, while we just wait for him to get that done, let me just... Sorry guys, I don't know why I'm having so many issues. It was fine not that long ago. As the Mercedes driver, Josh, is speeding past. He wants to get his lap done as soon as possible. So we go on board with him. First flying lap of Japan, and it will be Josh. Let's see how he can do as he speeds past the traffic to get to where he is now. Coming up towards the first turn, very fast corner here, and hard on the brakes. Can he get this done? He locks up a bit. He's probably going to lose some time on that. But that's a very good turn 1. Can he keep up the pace through turn 2? He is the first driver to be setting a lap. What can he do as he comes up towards the end of sector 1? End of sector 1, and it is going to be a 29. No, I am off by a lot. It's a 32-1 so far, fastest sector as he invalidates. So that is his lap over. Warman next. Does he get the fastest sector 1? No, he doesn't. It's a bit slower, but maybe he can manage to get the pace up in sector 2. So far, he will be the fastest lap as Josh does invalidate that first lap, causing him to probably have to back out, save battery, and go for another run. So what can he do? Coming up towards end of sector 2. Love this part of the track. It's very fast part of the track. You want to get it spot on as well. One simple move can invalidate your lap. He's on the edge right there. Manages to keep it on track. What's his sector going to be like? It's going to be 111 or 112s. It's going to be a 111.3. Fastest sector 2 so far. What can he do? Can he keep up the pace? There's IPAC in the McLaren that sets a 130 flat. Good lap from him. Can the Ferrari get ahead? What can he do? Crosses the line. It's going to be a time of looking like a 129. No, a 128. I think it's PK to cross the line next. He goes a bit slower, 29.3. Who's next to cross the line? As I believe it is Dream with a 29.6. Followed by the Red Bull, who goes pole at 27.7. So great lap from him. Believe it is Nolly to next cross the line as he invalidates, so it won't be him. Let's go on board with the Alpine, who I believe is on a flying lap. Let's see what he can do. So far, passes. Oh, the fastest sector one so far. Ray, is on course for getting pole. Can he beat the not Serbian, who's got a 27.7? What can he do? Coming towards the final few corners now. Out across the line. Will it be an improvement of the 27.7? I think it. Oh, it's not. 0.3 slower. So that's not what he wanted. Good lap. Puts him P2. Slightly. Oh, probably made a few slip ups. But I think that Alpine driver is in contention for pole. But if his teammate, the other Alpine, Van Bergen, is crossing the line next, sets almost identical time to his teammate. So these two Alpines are really quick around here, as I believe Jordan is next to cross the line. Or is he doing 2 out laps? I don't know, but let me have a look as he comes up towards the end of sector 2 now. Ferrari in his way gets past. What can he do? Can he keep up the time? There is lap traffic ahead of him. Coming up towards the end of sector 2, 4 out of the 14 drivers yet to set a time. Jordan with an 11.3 in sector 2, not the fastest, but still up on a really good time. Might put him P4 or P3. We know Jordan has the pace. We've seen it in the last week's race. P2 almost finished P1. However, Drizzle came back with that amazing overtake on the last lap. He goes a 28.9, puts him P5. So that was a good lap from him. Who is next to cross the line? I believe it is going to be one of the Mercedes driver, and I think it's going to be Military Maple. So we go on board with him, and I believe it is. Let's go on board. He's going really slowly. Is he going back? Maybe he's just doing a really slow outlet. Let's see. As he starts to speed up now, probably getting his tyres ready for the outlap, and there's a car ahead of him of the Alpine who has finished the lap, so this might affect his lap time unless he can get that momentum back coming into turn 1. Goes on board now. Let's see what he can do. If he wants to get pole, he needs to beat a 27.7. That Red Bull is the only driver into the 27s, so that is a very good lap from him. Oh, has a few mistakes, goes a bit wide. That's definitely going to compromise his lap time. Can he take that time back? Let's see what he do. Oh, just too many mistakes from this lap from Maple here. Touches the grass, goes a bit wide. I don't think that's going to be a very competitive time. Might get ahead of IPAC in the McLaren if he can keep up the pace. But other than that, those mistakes really costed him his lap there. So 22.5. So yes, he's a few seconds down on the Sector 1's fastest time. But due to those mistakes he made, or if he just nailed that first corner, he's going for a good run. Because that looks a bit, that hairpin right here, that's phenomenal. That was a really clean hairpin, which is pretty hard to do around this track. What can he do in Sector 2? Surely he should be up from that time he lost from going wide and clipping the grass. It's going board as it comes towards 130R now, one of the fastest corners on this track. One of the best for overtaking along with the straight into turn 1. What can he do? Will it be an improvement for Sector 2? Oh, it's to 111.4. It's 2 times slower than Jordan, so Jordan's a P6 right now. So if this guy has managed to get that pace back, he is looking at possibly a P7, P6 if you keep it up. It's going to be him to cross the line, followed by his teammate next. Where does Maple go? It's looking like it's going to be a pretty good time. P4. So he manages to get that time back really well. He can probably find loads more time. Due to those mistakes at the start, that cost him a lot. So I'm expecting Maple, the Mercedes driver, to at least get a 28 flat, maybe even to the 27s. We'll go back on board with him later, but I'm still looking to see what that guy can do. Nolly K in a kick Sauber, the only kick Sauber on the track right now, or in this race. What can he do? It's the fastest Sector 2 with 11.7. This guy is really going really quick through this track. What can he do? Can he also break into the 27s? So far, only 13 drivers haven't, one have. What can Nolly do? Can he break into the 27s? Crosses the line? No, he's not. It's going to be a 29.4, puts in P9. Now everyone has set their first out laps. Everyone now is probably coming out for a second push lap. Who will be next to cross the line? And I think Drizzle is on the lap as well, 5/10 down on his time. He is on the medium tyres, so he's probably trying to save his soft tyres till the track evolves and he gets more grip. I think, is he coming into the pit? Yes, he is. He's coming into the pit. Who will be the next to cross the line first? It will be the Red Bull driver, the only one into the 27.7s. I don't think he has to go out. I think he's very comfortable with his time, but he knows he can go faster. At 27.7 as a banker, you can definitely go faster if you're getting those times. Let's go on board with him. He comes across this S's, the most satisfying part of this track if you can nail each of these corners. And so far this Red Bull driver does look like he is almost loses it on the curb, manages to save it. Definitely going to lose some time there as he did have to lift off. But so far it's looking like a pretty strong lap. Coming up towards the end of Sector 1 now, what can he do? He is 1/10 up in his time, fast in Sector 1. 31.7 so far. He is looking to beat his time. I'm very impressed by this Red Bull driver so far. I think this is his first race. I don't remember seeing his name. Correct me if I'm wrong, but so far he has been doing great in his qualifying pace. Coming up towards the he's past the hairpin, coming up towards this turn now. I love this turn, manages to keep it, maybe just off throttle a bit too much. Coming up towards the end of Sector 2 now, I definitely think this guy's up in his time. We shall see as he ends Sector 2 now, 3/10 up in his time. The only driver to set a 1:10 in Sector 2. Oh, now it's up to the chicane. Can he keep it straight through here? Oh yes, he does. Good braking. Can he get the traction back on the exit? Yeah, has a bit of wheel spin. Definitely going to lose time. Touches the grass. And he's probably not going to improve. He is looking to improve. I expect his next lap to be amazing. Who is next to cross the line? I believe it is Josh. So far, 2 out of 2. He is invalidated. Can he get a clean lap? Otherwise, it's looking like he will be at the back of the grid. As I believe the second Red Bull driver of Angry Inc. is yet to... is setting, no, he's on an out lap, sorry. So he's about to set his second flying lap. It's Josh. All you need to do is just keep it within the white lines. I think you can do that. If you can do that, you can get a really good time here. Coming up towards the end of Sector 2. Is it competitive to get towards the front 5? It's going to be a 22 flat. So that is going to put him in the midfield. Probably not to the top 5 where he want to be, but we shall see as he goes through the lap. As who improved? I believe Woman improved. He's up to P4 now, unless he was already there. I was actually looking at the timing sheet. Coming up towards the end of Sector 2 now. Can he get a good corner? Yes, he can. Keep it on track. Yes, that's a very good turn from Josh. So far, 3 out of 3 laps. 2 out of them have been invalidated. His third one finally keeps it on track. Let's see what he can do. As Jordan now goes P3, splits the Alpines. The 28 flat. The Alpine also improving to it, 27.9. So that's now 2 drivers out of the 14 in that 27 mark. Yeah, I don't know what's up with it. It was fine earlier, but who is next to cross the line? How bad is it? Is it manageable? We're on board with Drizzle. Drizzle is on a flying lap. I think he's on a flying lap. Can he improve? 2/10 up in his time. This is great from him. 3/10, sorry. I'll try and fix it during the middle of quali towards the race. I think we have a little bit of a break before we get into it. Hairpin, that was a great turn. Great entry from him. Can he keep it? It's rough some places on the map. Okay, I'll try and fix it. I'll probably turn down my graphics settings a little bit. What can he do? Brake at the 50 leaderboard. Ooh, that is very good. I haven't actually seen someone taken like that before, so that is pretty good. That is something for me to learn when I next come to Japan. So far, it's definitely looking like an improvement. He was 3/10 up in Sector 1. Where is he in the end of Sector 2? Does he... or he gains even more time. It's 7, almost 8% up. That would definitely put him... that would definitely put him P3 if he can improve during this. Locks his wheels a tiny bit. Might lose some time unless he gets a good corner exit, which I believe he does. This is looking like a P3 for Drizzle. Crosses the line now. It's going to be a 27.9. 3 drivers into the 27s. What can the others do? They definitely Oh, they definitely need to improve if they want to get to the 27th. Very impressive time from the front three. As I believe the V-Carb driver, is he on a flying lap? I believe he is. Let's go on board with him. So far, he's set a 29.3. What can he do at the end of sector 2? It is like pretty slow sector 2. Is he up on his time? No, he's 1.6 seconds. Who else can we go on board with? I believe the Alpine driver's coming in for another lap. PK, is he on a flying lap? The way he's driving, I think so. Let's go on board with him. So far, a 29.3. Definitely can improve. We know what these drivers can do. We've seen it in the last race. Forgot where he finished, but I think he went from the back of the grid towards the front of the grid. People are congratulating this guy for his position, so he's definitely going to be improving. I want to see what his race pace is like as well, because he was making loads of overtakes at Melbourne last week. 4/10 up in his time. This is good so far. This will put him a P9, P8 provisionally. Let's see what he can do. Can he improve during this hairpin? Hairpin is usually the make or break. If you're late, maybe a bit too maybe locked up a bit too much. Definitely going to lose some time. Has wheel spin on the entry as well. Still, he can bounce back from those mistakes there. What can he do as he's coming up towards the end sector 2 now? So far, this is very good pace from everyone on the field. Maybe a few mistakes from some of the drivers. Yeah, I hope everyone can get into at least the 29s. For 1.2 seconds down in his time. That is amazing from PK. What can he do as it comes towards the final chicane now? Can he improve? I think he can. He's already 1.2 seconds up. It is looking likely that he's going to break into the 127s. Crosses the line now. It's going to be a 127.8. Puts him P2. Great lap from him. Let's go on board with the Alpine driver who goes into the pit. Who is next to cross the line? Jordan coming out. PK on his out lap. So we've got 3 drivers on their out lap, as I believe it will be Jordan to cross the line first. The Aston Martin driver, of Dream. He is about to set one of his final flying laps. Looks like he timed his out lap perfectly. Might get slowed down by the Mercedes, but we shall see. So Drizzle retiring with a 27.9, so he already feels comfortable, or he thinks that he can't improve. We shall see. But so far it'll be locked in P4 for Drizzle, the McLaren driver. Dream has a good turn 1. Can he keep up this consistency throughout the rest of these Sts here? So far it's looking like he is very clean on the throttle. This track is very technical when it comes to the first sector, and so far he is doing a very great job. However, there is traffic ahead of them. Will they be able to get out the way for when it comes to those annoying parts of the track? 7 up in his time. That would pit him a P9, just splitting the Mercedes. So everyone improving. What can he do? It's a bit of a slow entry or exit into the hairpin, but that won't cost him too much time, hopefully, if he's nailed these next few corners. So everyone slows down towards the end of a... Oh, and Dream spun it! Oh, that is his time over. That is very much likely going to be a P12 for him, unless some other drivers improve. Who is next to do an outlap? As I believe it is Jordan. Has the Red Bull driver in his way. Is the Red Bull driver on a flying lap or an outlap? By the look of the way he's driving, I say he's on a flying lap. Let's see, all the drivers close together, but Jordan's going to use this to his advantage. Get that slipstream coming up towards 130R. He can gain a bunch of time. Can he break into the 127s like Drizzle, like Van Bergen, PK, and the Red Bull driver? Oh, the Red Bull driver goes off track. That is very... Oh, that almost cost Jordan his lap. Let's go on board with behind him and see what he's like. He's got some good distance from the Red Bull driver. This is also good for the Red Bull driver, as I believe he's got his toe, as it was Angry Ink that went off. So that's more than likely his lap over. P14 for him as he retires from the session. So with Dream. So these 2 drivers spinning out, retiring from the session. Very unfortunate for them. I think they definitely could have improved, especially Dream. He was 1.2 seconds up and then just lost it. Very unfortunate for him. Is Jordan up in sector 2? We should have a look as he comes across. No, Jordan is not improving so far. It's going to be a P5 for him. What about the... Oh, couldn't have used his toe a bit more there. Maybe they slowed down the Red Bull driver just a tiny bit as slowing down the Williams. Let's see what he does. Probably going to improve in his time. Yes, he does. 1/10 improvement. That is great from him. Who's next across the line? Warman. He's 2/10 up in sector 2. Let's see what he can do as he crumbs the line. Ooh, the chicane wasn't as great, but probably still up in his time. Crosses the line. It's looking like it's going to be a P4 with a 27.9. Pushes Drizzle back down to P5. Who is next across the line? I believe it is Josh. Has gone board. Josh improves. I think it's Josh improves. Oh, Military Maple, a P3. Didn't have the great start to this qualifying session. Managed to bounce back exactly how he wanted. What about the V card? V card goes into the pits. So that is qualifying over our pulse hitter, Red Bull driver, for 27.5. Like 3 temps quicker than P2. So that's a very impressive lap from him. Pretty impressive lap from everyone. I think everyone could have definitely improved. The likes of Dream, the Aston Martin driver, Angry Inc. could have improved, but those mistakes cost them dearly. Let's go to the camera now while I try and sort out my stream, because apparently it is not the best. Right, that was a very interesting quality for me. I like that so much, and I'm skipping 2 frames per second, apparently. Right, why is it doing this, huh? Someone want to tell me why? But that was a very interesting quality. I like that a lot. Right, let's close Task Manager. No, why am I closing Task Manager? I need Task Manager to close myself. Right, let's close Medal. Discord doesn't need to be open. No, it does not. Right, that is pretty good. So, not Surburn. Sorry, I can't say his name properly. He is pole by 2/10. Very impressive from him. Followed by PK, Military Mabel. They are your top 3. Who am I going? PK is very good. We know he's consistent when it comes to race pace. So I'm expecting him, if he gets his strategy right and doesn't make any mistakes, I think PK is up for the win. However, we can't put down the other drivers like Drizzle. He last week won the race with a last lap overtake, and he had a few mistakes into turn 1, I believe. But nevertheless, let's see what this is going to be like, as everyone is just now getting their setups, changing the tyre strategy. As a one stop, do we think it is going to be a one stop? I have no clue. If it's a one stop, it's going to be very interesting, but to be honest, I think it is going to be, I think most drivers will start on hards. That is what I think most drivers will start on. Might have some mediums towards the back of the grid just for the track position, try and overtake as much as they can, or they're going hards and long out the stint so that they can. So it's a very mixed strategy. Honestly, what I would do, I would probably be starting at the back. So I would go on hards and just try and lengthen out that stint as much as I can and hope for a safety car. This is Japan after all, so I think the possibility of there being a safety car is very likely. Because turn 1 around here, if the pack's close together and people are being aggressive, a safety car is definitely happening. However, I hope there isn't. I hope it's clean racing through and through. I hope every single driver finishes this race. But the chances of a safety car are very likely. Right. Let's see. As I believe everyone's still setting this up. So let's go back with the standings. So far, this is, guys, I'm not biased. I know I'm wearing a McLaren jumper, but that has nothing to do with who I want to win. Okay, but the person that is winning is Drizzle, the McLaren driver. They are at the top of the constructors, as I believe Jordan in the Williams is also P2, followed by Nolly, and then PK. I have it on slideshow mode, guys. What am I doing? So the Mercedes definitely looking to improve, as I think that is PK, who's P4, who's P2. So I'm looking for him to get a really, really good race today. I think PK definitely could have been in contention for the win last week. I think the safety cars and also some problems with the drivers on track cost him a lot, as I think he got a penalty. But we shall see. I think there might be some rain. What do you guys think? Looking at the clouds right now, it is looking like there's going to be some drizzle. Looking like there's going to be some drizzle coming down, guys. Using the Red Bull. What Red Bull you in? Are you Angry Ink or you the one on pole? Sorry, I didn't have chat open. I was. Yeah, are you the one on pole or are you Angry Ink? Because I saw what happened on that final turn for you. If you was Angry Ink, that is very unfortunate. Right, hold on, guys. Let's just go on see what's happening. Right. As there is some drivers complaining about. Oh, we are getting started. Some drivers. Okay, never mind. Let's go on the formation map. So let's have a look. Last week, I don't think we had this Red Bull driver, but he is here and he took pole. So that is a very good start from the Red Bull driver, followed by PK, who was here last week. Don't know where he qualified, but he finished pretty well. You're Angry Ink. I saw what happened to you. That is very unfortunate. You definitely could have improved. I think you was improving. You was actually 1/10 up in your time. No, 1 second up in your time, sorry. That's unfortunate. That's very unlucky. You got PK, Military Maple, who I don't think we really focused on him that much last weekend, but I think he did pretty well. I think he started like mid-pack and then managed to get his weight up. Let's see what he can do. Can he bounce back? Can he win? He's P3, so if the right tyre strategy, he can probably get there. No, don't want that one. Where is it? Here it is. So, McLaren's starting on softs. That is a very... Okay. Angry Ink, the Red Bull driver, starting on hard, so probably doing what I said at the start. Probably trying to lengthen his stint as much as he can and hope for a safety car. Ferrari of Warman on hards compared to the people around him. It's probably going to be a disadvantage for the first few laps as the medium and the softs will be faster. That might help Drizzle get ahead as the recommended stops are medium soft or medium hard soft. We shall see what that's like. Some drivers don't really follow that, but yeah. So the drivers now getting ready, starting to grid up. Ooh. That V-carb livery, just, oh my god, love it. Is he just warming up his tyres? Maybe sliding a bit too much. His tyre wear is definitely going to be degrading pretty quickly. So my chocolate is melting, guys. So I am going to eat that now while we go into a race. The final driver finally setting his spot on the grid. We're about to go 5 lights in a few moments time, if I can get my words correctly. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 red lights and away we go. Who's going to get a great start? So far it's looking like the Red Bull driver had a bit of a slow start. The Mercedes coming up. Oh, the Haas driver getting past right next to him. So the Red Bull not having a great start. McLaren of Drizzle improving massively. P6, now P3. A very good start from the Alpine and the McLaren driver as Jordan falls back a little bit. Maybe had a bit of collision. Not a good start for the Red Bull driver. Drops down to P4. Alright, what else is going on around the track? Let's go on board with the back of the grid, see what they do. It looks like the V-carb driver is about to make a move. No, goes wide, allows the McLaren driver of IPAC to go through. What can he do on the soft tyres? He is going to have that pace advantage for the first few laps. As there be this damage between the Red Bull and the Aston Martin driver, that will definitely be getting looked at. Let's see what happens. Is he missing a front wing? Yes, he is. He's missing his front end plate. Not a great start for Angry Ink. Probably something to look at between him and that Aston Martin driver. We shall see as the race ends later on. Drizzle though, up 3 places. Very good start from him. What can he do coming up to 130 yards? Is he going to try and take that move on the Alpine? No, he doesn't. He sticks where he is. Yes, he is. Goes on the inside. That is an amazing overtake from the McLaren right there. There's the Alpine. I think there's a bit of contact right there. That would have been a very clean overtake, as it allows the Red Bull driver to get past the Alpine driver, puts him P3. Coming up towards turn 1 now. It is looking like it might be 3 wide if the Alpine driver goes alongside the Red Bull driver. No, he doesn't. 2 wide, gets past the McLaren. So the McLaren falling back a bit. Maybe just made a few mistakes in that lap, as Military Maple is wheel to wheel, has a bit of contact, goes on the grass. This is a very intense first few laps, as there's a crowd. That is very unlucky for Drizzle. That is very unlucky. Stays P5 though. That allows Military Maple and the front 4 to gain a bit of time, as Warman is now out of Military is out of now the Alpine's DRS. It's a very messy start to this Japan race, as I believe that is Josh who goes off, as Dream now gets past IPAC. So IPAC struggling maybe on those soft tyres. Did he choose the right tyre strategy? Who knows? We shall see later down the line. I expect him to pit pretty early along with his teammate. There's Warman now out of DRS from Military Maple, just about grabbing. He might have it on this lap, to be honest. We shall see. As I believe the Aston Martin driver about to make some moves on the V-carb. He does get past pretty well, as McLaren driver falls back a lot, now 1.7 behind the V-carb. So a very intense first lap, a few contacts. This is very unlucky for Drizzle right there. Managed to get to P3 and now drop back to pretty much where he started, as now the Alpine driver, DRS open. Will he make a move into turn 1? Is looking very likely. Oh, it doesn't have that gap. Wasn't able to make it. Drizzle now P5. IPAC into the pits. 10-second penalty. Not very good start for him. PK in the lead though with that amazing start. Exactly what we think was going to happen. His race pace has been amazing from what we saw last week. So I'm expecting him to get into a very good and comfortable position to win this race. Now the Alpine driver 4 tenths behind the Red Bull, so the front 4 very close by. What can they do? As Warman now probably just trying to save his tyres. He doesn't want to attack too much, otherwise he's going to use too much tyre wear. Who is the next person to probably make an overpass? Probably the Alpine. The Alpine lost a few positions from the start. Don't know if he's got any damage or what happened there, but it's very unfortunate for him. Can he bounce back from that? He's now coming up to 130R. Is he close enough to make an overtake? More than likely, he's 4 tenths up. So I believe the Alpine driver is probably going to make a move here as well. Let's go on board with him. And it's raining, guys. It is raining. So this works out for Drizzle. When it stops raining, he has a choice of hards and mediums. So this is very interesting. Does anyone go into the pit for this rain? DRS is not off yet, but some people are like Drizzle is going into the pit, probably going to go into this now. This has worked out brilliantly for Drizzle if he can catch up to the back of the grid in time. The only problem is he's going to be driving those inters on the dry surface for just a tiny bit than the other drivers, so his tyre wear is going to fall back. Let's see what he can do though. Goes onto the intermediate drivers' tyres. DRS is not off, however. The Alpine driver, can he make a move before having to switch over to the intermediate tyres 3 tenths back, as it is not a great race for IPAC today. 13 seconds penalty already. He's 30 seconds behind his teammate in P13. If IPAC wants to come back from this, he is definitely going to need a safety car, as the Alpine driver with a very impressive move up the inside. Can he make it stick? Does he get a switchback coming up towards this turn now? What can he do? Does he make an overtake here? Goes along his inside. Nope, stays behind. Very clean driving from these two. I wish he kind of made that move there. That probably would have been overtake of the day for me, unless there's some more coming. However, I think the drivers are starting to lose the grip on the tyres as this rain comes down, as we see him and a few other drivers have a bit of wobble coming out of that turn. As the Red Bull driver goes wheel to wheel, cuts on the inside. That is a very clean and nice overtake from the Red Bull driver. Does he go into the pit though? That's the question. No, he stays out. So the Red Bull driver falling back and gaining back P1. That was a very good overtake from him. What can the Alpine do on this Haas? Goes wheel to wheel. Gonna make a move on the inside. Makes it stick. Goes a bit wide. The Haas might get a switchback. No, he goes off track as he loses the grip because of the rain. He might need to pit. As all of these drivers might need to pit soon. Who is good when it comes to these tyres? As Drizzle now catching towards the back of Angry Ink. Definitely within that pit stop window. However, he might not make it if the V-Carb decides to pit. I think it's a 20-second pit window, and currently he is 21 seconds. So that's very unfortunate for him. Who is more than likely to make a move? It is going to be the Ferrari driver on the Alpine. However, it is raining. So I think at this point of the race, we won't see that many overtakes unless someone is brave and good when it comes to wet weather racing. 5 laps down so far. PK, P4, Red Bull driver dropped down to P5, now back up to P1. Drizzle is now back P13, had that contact, had that spin, managed to keep up, but then went back into the pits to get those inters. So far it's looking like it's going to be very well thought out for Drizzle. He knew the rain was coming, so he started on the faster compound tyre. Dream also making up some positions, started P12. What can they do? Are the drivers coming into the pits? No. So Nolly gets his first penalty, 3 seconds. Jordan's he's 1.1 seconds behind, so it's very unfortunate for him. I don't think DRS is on. Is DRS on? Yes, it is, as we heard the beeps. Another penalty for the V-Carb. No, yep, for the V-Carb driver who goes into the pits for those Inters tyres. We're seeing a lot of pit lane speeding right now. Does Drizzle come ahead of the V-Carb driver? It's going to be very close. Let's go on board with him and see what he can do. It's looking more than very likely as he had that slow exit as... Oh, that is very good. So far, Drizzle undercutting the V-Carb. What can he do for Angry Ink? Does he have that potential to undercut the Red Bull driver as well? Hasn't improved on his time to the Red Bull driver. Still 9 seconds. Even lost a 10th in that corner there. So maybe just not having the best of time for the S's. Let's go on board with Josh, who has a bit of a slow corner entry. I think it's due to Jordan ahead of him. What can he do coming up towards this 130 yard bit now? Can he make a move? Is he brave enough, or is he going to keep it clean due to the race? So far, no safety cars. All 14 drivers still out on track. Definitely better than the start we had last week. Now, some drivers, they do struggle when it comes to wet weather raining. I know that I definitely do. I'd like to see what sort of the back drivers, back markers do when it comes to the rain, and what the front pack do. Will they fall back due to the rain, and will the back markers get to the front? So anyone can win when it comes to the rain. Just like Ocon in the Alpine winning that wet race last year in Brazil when it was raining. They managed to get a 2-3 podium for Alpine. So anything can happen when it rains. As I think the drivers are just still longing out their stint. Let's go on board with the Alpine. Is he brave enough to make a move for these next 2 corners? As you can see, the rain is definitely starting to affect these drivers now. Look at them, they're very easy on the throttle. So I expect them to be pitting pretty soon. Who needs to pit first? I think as that's actually an overtake on the Red Bull drivers. The Alpine's now ahead. The Red Bull might need to... One of these drivers need to pit. They need to get an undercut on these drivers, because if they do, it'll work wonders. I don't know what lap they will pit. I think a few, like 1 lap maybe after DRS turns off. I don't know if it's off yet. We haven't got the message from the stewards, but we shall see as he actually falls back. This is actually might give a message of what Van Bergen is like when it comes to the rain. Because if he's gaining 1.2 seconds in the wet on dry tyres, what can he do when it comes to the Inters? As the V-Carb driver retires, fortunately not having the best of races for him. That's very unfortunate. Loses a bit of time in that corner there. Does he come into the pits? Who is going into the pits? No one yet is going into this Alpine. He's probably going to get a undercut. So far, if he can keep up the pace and get a really good outlap, he is more than likely going to be undercutting all the front three. As PK gets a 10-second penalty. This is very unfortunate for PK. This is very unfortunate. I was hoping he would win, but with that penalty, unless there's a safety car, this win is looking like it's going to be out of his hands. Who doesn't pit? PK. PK, are you okay? So maybe his engineer is just not giving him the best of strategies. Goes on the hard compound tyres. So that's a mistake from his engineers. He's definitely going to have to pit again. This is not a... Oh, this is very unfortunate for him. He will definitely be having words with his engineers soon. However, this is great for the Alpine. Front four need to pit. I don't think they can go any longer. Where's my drink? I don't think they can go any longer. Let's go on board with the Alpine. Still 1 second ahead of the Red Bull driver, going really slowly now. You see the dry line starting to form. He needs to stay in that as much as he can, but it's very difficult to try and stay on the same line every single lap. I definitely expect him to pit. Drizzle making positions on those undercuts. Wasn't able to get any more positions, but however, I think once PK pits, that will put him up to P9. Oh, it's very unfortunate for PK. I don't know what his engineers were thinking. As the Alpine, what is this Alpine doing? He's not pitting. Military, does Josh pit as well? Josh has to pit, right? So this Alpine driver going longer on those medium tyres, this might cost him his race. DRS now disabled. There's PK coming to the pits as well. That's something I want to know. Did he make a mistake and go onto the hard compound tyres? It's Ray. It's now P2. So that undercut worked fabulously for him. Now P2 with 2 seconds in front of the Rebel driver. Can he undercut his teammate as well? So this Alpine is a genius, guys. He is a genius. Undercut, managed to undercut the front four. I was calling this. Someone had to undercut and the Alpine did. So he is now pretty much in the lead. What can Warman do on the Red Bull driver? So far, the front runners of last week, obviously not having the best of times this week, as Drizzle is P9 and Jordan P6. Still a good position, but not as great as last week. PK, unfortunately, having that mistake with his race engineers, puts him 17 seconds behind P11, so not a great race for him so far. I mean, it's been a great race for him, not a great strategy so far. He definitely needs a safety car if he wants to bounce back. As Drizzle is now actually catching up to Nolly. Drizzle's definitely had more time to warm up his tyres. What can he do when it comes? Is the Alpine going into the pit? The Alpine is not going into the pit. So this Alpine driver is obviously really comfortable racing on the mediums in the wet. Very impressive racing, driving from this Alpine driver then. Managing to last this long. 10 laps on these medium tyres. Maybe like 6 of them on the wet. It's very impressive. How long will it be raining for though? That's the question. Is his teammate gaining? Let's see how much time he gains in this lap. So far he's a 15.4 behind the Alpine driver. It's Military Maple. Oh, who's that? That's the Red Bull driver with some more mistakes. Allows Warman to get into P3. Good move from him. What can this Mercedes do as the Red Bull driver is making those mistakes? Dream and Drizzle in a fight, wheel to wheel. No, they're not. They're still... I think Dream actually made a move on Drizzle, so the tyres for Drizzle obviously not working how he wanted to. Maybe pitted a bit too early. His tyre wear on those inters might be a bit too much for him. Let's go on board with the Red Bull driver who lost a position out to the Ferrari who undercutted him, and the Alpine that undercutted him, sorry. And the Ferrari who managed to get past, as Military Maple real close to this rear ring. Can he make a move on coming up towards this corner now? Might save it for 130R, a very good straight and turn for overtaking. Lose a bit of time in this straight. Let's see what he does. Maybe not as brave on the throttle or brakes as the Rebel driver is. He's losing some time. Let's see what he can do. He is 5 tenths behind. Is that enough time to make a move? He uses a few time in that corner. I don't think he has enough time to make a move in this guy. He's a bit far back. However, Red Bull is actually pretty close and is gaining on this Ferrari driver. Does he make a move from the inside, or does he play it safe due to the rain? Plays it safe. Maybe the rain just made a bit too dangerous move if he's trying to overtake. We know he can do it. He did it on the dries. Maybe just can't do it in the wet. As so far, PK and Angry Ink having a pretty lonely race. 6 seconds behind and 16 seconds behind and in front. What can this Rebel driver do as he has a bit of a spin? Not a spin, has a bit of a wobble. It's definitely going to compromise his lap time. So far, this is the closest fight. The fight for the podium. Who will come out on top? Oh, as a Red Bull is not having a great wet stint. Goes off track. Actually missed that for a slight second. Loses up in one position with Jordan gaining now 1 second between them. So far it's an Alpine 1-2. Ray with that amazing undercut, and no, Van with that amazing undercut, and oh, I can't say it. As I think he just lets him pass, so he's definitely now struggling with the mediums. You can see the tyre wear actually as those spots on the tyres as he drives. So he's definitely going to be pitting. This is unfortunate for him. He is more than likely going to drop back quite a few spots as he went out that longer, and the people on the inters who are faster due to the conditions of the tyres, as Drizzle gets a penalty. Is he into the pits? He's not. Sorry, what? What is going on? 11 laps and it's raining. Come on. So he is still definitely brave. Maybe just hoping for a safety car. I don't know what's happening here. He hasn't pitted yet. 11 laps, it's still raining and he's on the medium tyres. This is... Oh. As Warman is gaining so much time. See, Van Bergen, if you can hear me, please, for the love of God, just pit as he lets past the Ferrari driver. So that Ferrari driver now P2. Military Maple most likely going to be P3. So yes, as the Alpine is falling back, had a great qualifying, great stint, but it just didn't pit. What is going on there? Still really impressive managing to go that long on the rain, but if you want this race to go your way, you need to pit, as you've lost 5 positions now, 6 positions now, probably 7 when Josh catches up. So it's very more than likely. What is happening? It's a pretty stale grid at the moment, as everyone is now just trying to get used to the rain. Maybe the setups were for dry. I think it might get more dry. It definitely hasn't been getting wetter. Otherwise, I think some people are getting into the wet. Now P7, so Josh has gained 4 seconds in 1 lap. So if this Alpine driver does not pit this lap, I am putting myself into a psychiatric hospital. What can Military Maple do coming up towards this third turn? Has the pace. He might even make a move if he can keep up the time. The delta. As he gets a 10-second penalty for cutting the course to go to the pit. Oh, this has not been great for Van Bergen, who was P1, now P7. This the Mercedes driver has the pace to overtake this Ferrari driver, just loses it in the second sector, as you can see, and some of the corners actually, as he loses some time there. IPAC with, I think he has a 16-second penalty now? No, 6 seconds. So he served his 10-second run, still has 6 left. As Angry Ink makes a move on Van Bergen. Nope, as he was leaving the pits actually, never mind. So far it's been a very close race. Ray had that amazing undercut. His genius strategy probably won him this race. As IPAC now has a 16-second penalty. So I think so far in total that is a 26-second penalty for IPAC overall. So the McLaren driver obviously not having the best of times. Who is next to probably make a move? Jordan is actually gaining on the Red Bull driver. He's in the toe. Can he gain some time throughout these corners? What can it do to the upcoming straight? Can he get past this Red Bull driver? Or will it be a grid that is locked in position until that rain goes away? 14 out of 27 laps. So we've still got plenty more to go as PK over this lap has gained 9 seconds. However, that is Van Bergen behind, so in front, sorry, so it's more than likely to overtake. And I think Van, or the Alpine driver, sorry, I think he's trying to get his pace back now as he's very late onto the Inter's tyres. Might even make a move on the inside. What's he going to do? Goes towards the inside. Is he going to make a move? Yes, he is. That is very nice overtake on the Red Bull driver right there. That is... Oh, so when this guy has the right tyre, we can see he's very quick and he's very consistent. That was a very nice move from the Alpine driver. It's now already 1 second ahead of the Red Bull driver. So we know he has the pace. Let's go on board with the Aston Martin driver who's gaining time on Nolly. Kicks out but having a bit of a wobble as he enters that corner right there. Can he do in this hairpin? So far the grid looking like it's going to stay as it is. One DNF, however it didn't cause a safety car. What can they do now? Oh, is there about to be a lap? Is Ray? So this McLaren driver is very close to being lapped. As I think we're starting to see the track dry up. So I'm expecting maybe 5 laps time, 6 lap time. There is definitely going to be some dry tyres. However, what will the strats be? Do we think they can make it a one stop? Josh has actually improved quite a few positions. Gaining 3, Dream gaining 4, PK losing out on 10 positions due to that tyre strategy from his engineers. So it wasn't the best for him. He definitely could have won that race if it wasn't for that hiccup in the garage. Drizzle now into the pits. Does he go into intermediate tyres again, or is he coming on early dries? Let's see. So obviously not a great strategy from Drizzle. Maybe he just pitted a few laps early. Goes on to a second set of intermediates. Let's go on board with Maple, who's now 6 tenths behind the Ferrari driver. Red Bull driver just about jumps Drizzle, 5 tenths behind. He will be looking to get that position back as much as he can. So it's starting to form a dry line. So if these drivers could just stay on that, they can gain a lot of time in these straights. As I believe there is a yellow flag. Let's see what happened. There's a safety car. Who is out of this race? Let's have a look. As I believe it is Angry. No, is it Angry Inc. that made a mistake? Someone is out of this race. I think it is Van. No? Who is it? Someone is definitely crashed if they call it a safety car. I just don't know who it is. Is it IPAC? No, he passes the safety car. So I don't know where this safety car came from. But yeah, that's crazy. This might help out people like Jordan and Josh, as I think the Alpine is now actually stuck behind the safety car. So he had a great undercut. However, the timing of that car puts Jordan pretty much in this lead if these guys don't pit. He's going to be on fresher tyres. This is huge for the likes of Jordan, Josh, Dream and Nolly. What can Drizzle do? Can he catch up to the pack before they come out the pits? I don't think he can. It's looking like it will. Yeah, it's going to be staying P10 for him. Might be able to jump. No, it's P10 for him. So this is great for Jordan as the front four still yet to pit 8 laps on the intermediate tyres. I don't know how long it can go here, but we'll see. I don't know what caused that safety car. That is very unfortunate for Ray. Van Bergen now back up to P7, probably looking to make some moves as that safety car ends. He needs to gain 16 seconds, 14 seconds in this rain. Can he do it in time? The safety car is more than likely to go towards lap 18, maybe the lap of end of 17, who knows. I still want to know what caused this safety car. As Military Maple now goes into the pits, Alpine and the Ferrari stays out, so they're going to be on the disadvantage of having that tyres. That puts Jordan P3, Josh P4 if he can manage to jump these two drivers, and I think he can. So this has worked out really well for the Williams and the Mercedes. However, what can the Ray and the Ferrari do? Because I don't know how long it's going to be wet for. Yeah, honestly, I don't know where it came from. As Military Maple goes onto the hards, so it might be drying up. Still raining on our screens, but I don't know if this is the right call here. I mean, there's a dry line, so do we know if the rain is going to stop? I think it might towards the end of the race. I have no clue. It might do. Angry Ink into the pits. Probably going to put on a new fresher inters, or if he goes onto dries, I'll be even more baffled. As Military Maple goes into the dries as well. And it's still raining kind of heavily. As he puts on the Inters tyres. So yes, no, he's sowing a penalty, so I don't know. No, so he's on Inters. So Military Maple going onto the hard compound tyres. Was this the right move? What do you guys think? Look at the track. Do you think that's dry enough? Do you think that's dry enough for hards? We shall see as the safety car is probably going to go up for one more lap just to allow the Haas driver and the McLaren driver to catch up. Right. So everyone just warms up their tyres. We see Jordan swerving there. As some more drivers go into the pit, as I believe that's Drizzle into the pits. Van Bergen goes on the hards. So him and the Mercedes obviously thinking that the dry line, as Drizzle also goes onto the mediums as well. So maybe it's definitely drying soon. I'm not sure. It's still definitely raining. But we shall see. The question is, will Drizzle make those mediums last to the end? Jordan wanting to also bounce back from last week, losing out to P1 to Drizzle, who's currently P11, making that last lap overtake, which is a pretty good overtake. If you guys haven't seen it, we have the replays of all the races in the YouTube channel, which you can put, someone can put a link in the chat if they don't mind. as it's looking like the track is getting... Guys in chat, what do we think? Do we think the track is getting dry? Any drivers, any engineers, is the track getting drier? As Military Maple, we had a radio message from him. His engineer told him that it's going to be 2 minutes till dry, so that's why he boxed for the slicks. You know what? You know what, Maple? You should never listen to Mark. Mark is the worst person ever, okay? It's a safety car is actually in this lap, so we'll go on board at the front of the grid. Who will get a jump on these front two? I think Jordan and Josh can definitely get past these front two. 10 lap hard intermediate tyres. I don't know how long. Ooh, is this? I was going to say there was an overtake towards the back of the grid. PK and these guys just switching positions. Warming up his tyres as he comes towards the final few corners. Let's see what we can do. So the Rebel driver pitting probably didn't help him. He's now 26 laps behind, seconds behind, with the safety car in the... Let's have a look. Maple, the Dream makes a move on Maple, front of the grid. Let's see what's going on. Makes a move on the outside. Very good overtake from him. He needs to stay on the dry line if he wants his race, or this has not been a very good strategy call from Mark here. Putting these guys on the dry compact tyres too early. So Drizzle going into the inters too early, going onto the mediums too early. So his engineer not helping him out as much as he would like. Very unfortunate. Is Jordan going to be making a move on that Ferrari? He's got newer tyres. He's going to have fresher rubber, more grip, more pace. As you can see, the time he's gaining is incredible. Is he going to make a move on the inside? No, he's not. He's going to stay behind for now. Probably going to make a move into 130R. Goes off track. That's going to be unfortunate for him. Hopefully he does not get a penalty or leads to it. As you can actually see the dry line forming. So this might help out Military Maple, the Alpine and Drizzle in the later laps. However, for now, they are towards the back of the grid. Everyone needs to keep their noses clean. So far, the front six do not have a penalty. However, how much longer will that last? 19 laps so far. As Angry Ink has actually catched up tremendously. It was 18 seconds. Managed to find 10 seconds. Nolly into the pits, gets a 10-second penalty for speeding. Who else got a 10-second penalty? As I believe it is the Red Bull driver who started P1, now is currently P6. Military Maple makes that move on. Oh, as everyone's going onto the softs. So the track is definitely dry now. This is... Ooh, who is this going to work out for? Military Maple might have actually timed this perfectly. Who knows? Drizzle now P8. Can they make any moves coming up towards the final 7 laps? The track is definitely dry, as the likes of Dream, Red Bull, Nolly and PK all on the subcompound tyres now. Will they be pitting this lap, or will they try and take those inters to the end? I don't think those inters will go to the end. That would be 20 laps on those inters. No. Okay. That would be 18 laps on the inters. Sorry guys, just have to do some math. Who will be the first to pit? That is the question. That is what everyone's asking. I actually don't know. As Jordan's actually getting pretty close towards the back of this Ferrari. Is he going to make a move? Cuts on, stays behind him, getting his toe, cuts onto the outside, clips the grass. Is it going to be contacted? It's very close racing. Let's go on forward. Let's go and see. DRS is enabled, goes off track. Is that a penalty? But Jordan touches the grass, sees that position. Ferrari ahead, just going. Oh. So Jordan obviously lost a bit of consistency there, gets a 3-second time penalty, maybe pushes Josh a bit wide, as they believe they all go into the pits. So this is huge for Military Maple, who's most likely... Jordan gets a 10-second penalty! Okay, this is huge for the likes of the Alpine, Military Maple and Drizzle, as these guys are going to jump all of those people in the pit. This is huge. Ray, now P1. Military Maple makes a move. Drizzle makes a move! Wait, what is going on? I'm lost right now. Drizzle had a terrible start. He's now P1. Military Maple now P2. Ray, Alpines P3 and P4. Warman now P5. So this is huge because Drizzle can go to the end on these tyres. However, these two drivers behind him are on the hards. So towards the end of this, it's going to be very hard for him to try and keep them behind. These soft runners, the soft tyres degrade very fast. So I don't know if that was the right strategy call. Jordan and Josh onto the medium tyres. That's going to help them out a lot as they can go a bit more, they can get a bit more pace and last longer on those tyres. Is Drizzle up for another race win? If he wins this race, if he wins this race, this will be very impressive. However, it's not finished yet. What can Maple do? These are the only two drivers at the front who have DRS. The Alpine driver 1.2 behind, probably going to gain some time. Gain 2 tenths on that corner there. Drizzle needs to keep his nose clean, defend for his life if he wants to win this. We've seen him do it before in Australia, and he's going to do it again. As he has got a penalty though, so that is very unfortunate. I didn't even see that. He's got a 3-second penalty, so he has plenty of time to gain. Otherwise, so far it is looking like a Mercedes P1. It's going to be then Alpine and then the Ferrari. Josh now gets a penalty. So far, the highest penalties is Jordan with a 13-second penalty. That is not great for him. I think that drops him outside of the points. Does it? No, it doesn't. PK is the final point scorer. It is looking more than likely that he will be P9. No, sorry, because other people have penalties as well. But so far, this was, even though Drizzle won't win, this has been a very impressive race. I thought that strategy of going into the dry tyres early wouldn't work out. However, the Alpine driver is gaining. He is gaining. What's 1 second as there's a crash of the Red Bull driver? Who is it that's in the wall? Is it? Oh, it's not Stab. He's Stab. Oh, it's a very unfortunate race for him. Just wasn't able to keep his race clean. Is there another safety car? I don't believe there is. He manages to get back on track and we go back racing. Ray makes a move on his teammate. Now P3 chasing down Military Maple. 2.3 seconds behind. What can Maple do on this McLaren as he comes up towards 130 now? ERS on. No DRS here, but we shall see, as that Red Bull driver is just making a bunch of mistakes, so that is very unfortunate for him. However, that puts iPad P10. He's just going some points for McLaren. Herschel de Grasse, Mercedes driver, does. Pretty going to lose a bit of time. Oh, that was very close. I was on the edge of my seat right there. That was almost close to contact. What can he do as DRS is about to be open? Will he make a move into turn 1? We've seen loads of drivers cut up onto the inside. Drizzle goes towards the middle of the track, so defending well. What can he do? Is he going to go onto the outside? Does he try and make a move on the outside? This is brave! Oh, if he made that move, that would have been the overtake of the day. I'm telling you right there. So that was very good. Servant yeah, I saw. He's now P11, started P1. Ray, soft tyres. What can he do to this Ferrari driver? They are both on the soft compound tyres. If they work together, they can easily gain towards the front two, which they are. They gained a second last lap. 1 second left to go, almost in the DRS. Military Maple maybe losing out some time towards the McLaren driver. Lost a few temps right there. 6 temps back now. So far, with these penalties, that puts Jordan P10? Puts him P10. Josh, so Dream and PK definitely will be improving from those positions. PK only improved 1 position. Dream might improve up to P5. So IPAC gets another penalty. So that will put him definitely towards... Might stay P10 actually. Who knows? We shall see later on. As there's another safety car. What are they going to do? This might be huge for the likes of people on the... I want to see if anyone pits. Will anyone pit? That's the question. Who is coming into the pits? Does Drizzle come into the pits? There's not that many laps left of racing. No, he stays out. What about the next driver? No, he stays out. So far, everyone looking like they're going to stay out. Who... Oh, so what happened there? Was that the Red Bull... So Red Bull not having a really strong race here. Aston Martin driver goes into the pit. This is unfortunate. Wow, you should have stayed out. Because now that puts PK. Does he come to the pits? I think PK's in the pits. So that's fine. You should be good. PK into the pits. Probably going to go onto the medium compound tyres. No, onto a new pair of softs. Should have stayed. Oh, this is very unfortunate. I'll see how it goes. iPac with another 10-second penalty. 19 seconds now for iPac. That puts him still P10, so he's fine. You can just get as many penalties as you want. Red Bull driver not having the greatest of final stints. Had a really strong qualifying, really strong stint 1, and then lost it when the rain came out. What can Drizzle do? Can Drizzle get this win? I don't think he can because of the 3-second penalty, but at least he might cross the line first. Was there just an overtake? Jordan just got overtaken by the Alpine driver? I have no clue what just happened. Maybe made a mistake. But so far, these penalties are huge for the likes of Dream, who's more than likely to get up to P3 if the pack stays together. This is going to be a very intense final few laps. 2 safety cars so far. Don't know what happened, what caused it. The first one, but the second one was due to that Red Bull driver maybe just losing it. Let's have a look for so far iPac 10 seconds, 3 seconds. I think he's got like a 30-second penalty overall now. That's very unfortunate. So he's had a 30-second penalty throughout this race. That's 30 seconds where he starts in the pits. Will this safety car go all the way to lap 27? I don't know. I think we might only get 1 lap of racing here. This won't work out well for those people with a penalty. Wasn't able to keep their nose clean, and it's going to be very costly when it comes to points. No, if... What tyres are people on? So, due to the safety car, right, then how many laps now? This works out for the people like Warman and Ray. Manage to just pull down their tyres a bit, have some less tyre wear. If we have 1 lap of racing, and they can get those as this damage... Someone's front wing just came off. Was it the Alpine? I have no clue, but someone's front wing just came off right there. But anyway, this is huge for the likes of the people on those soft tyres. If they can make their move into those corners, it is looking most likely. I think Warman has a very great chance of winning this race. Same with Ray, they're very close together, but if Ray can just defend and get past Military Maple, he is more than likely going to win, because the Mercedes drivers are 8 laps on the hard tyres. So it's still going to have the pace, but compared to the safety car with soft tyres, I think it is looking very great for Warman and Ray. Drizzle managed to, safety car is in this lap, so we are about to go racing again. This is going to be a crazy 2 laps, guys. We'll see what happens. Coming up now, when will he go? This Mercedes driver is on him. So far, coming up towards the chicane, not going yet. Look how slow that grid is going. So far, I think everyone is close by. So these penalties, this is anyone's game. So far, Military Maple, provisional win right here. Does he go? He still hasn't went. He's waiting for the last corner. I don't think drivers are going to like this. We shall see as he finally goes. Warman might get the jump on this Mercedes driver due to what Drizzle was doing. So these two might have just been working together. Can he make a move? No, stays behind. No, he does make a move. Maple goes wide. That allows Ray. Warman, there's even contact. This is huge for Warman, as he is more than likely now to win this race. I don't know what happened there. The slowing down of the safety car and Drizzle right there probably just cost Maple his win. He's definitely not going to be happy there. There's definitely going to be a talk in the stewards room with Drizzle and Maple going that slowly during the safety car. I don't think that's going to end well for him. However, this is still more than likely. No, Dream goes up to it's a provisional P3, so he's no longer even in the podium points, as he's now 1 point second, and the Red Bull driver is more than likely to overtake him in the next few corners. So this is not good for him at all. It's IPAC spins. Who else is next to overtake? As the Red Bull driver gets past Mercedes, so this Mercedes driver went from getting a P2 to now out of the podium and almost out of the points. He's P10. This is very unfortunate for him. What is going to happen towards this final few bits of the race? It is looking like it is going to be a Warman victory for Ferrari, the sole driver of Ferrari. IPAC just not having the best of racing, or maybe not his favourite track. Let's just see what he does next week. Can he improve? As Warman now wanting to attack Drizzle. Does Drizzle even bother fighting this? He has a penalty. As DRS is now open, this is not good. Oh, as Warman makes a move. Very good overtake on the straight right here. What can he do? Does he try and make a move on the inside? He's up to his rear ring. What can Ray do on Drizzle? If Ray wants to win this race, he needs to get past. Oh, I think it's a win. I think it's a win for this Ferrari. So far, it is going to be a Ferrari, Alpine, and then an Aston Martin. A Dream on his first race in the Grand Prix Masterclass Racing League is going to get his podium. Not. I feel bad for Maple. I feel so bad for him. That race restart really ruined his race. I'm sure he'll be speaking to the stewards to try and get that sorted though. But it went from P2 to P12. That is very unfortunate for him. He is not going to be happy. As Noddy, I think, spins, goes now P11. Angry Ink, will he score some points? No, not more than likely, as Maple's still yet to get a penalty. So Warman, so far, is going to be our Japanese round 2 race winner. If I give a round of applause as he comes towards 130R and the final chicane. It's been a very, very consistent race from Warman. Didn't get a single penalty, and that's what ultimately won him this race. So that's very good for him. Drizzle, Jordan, Van, they're all going to drop down due to the penalties. Where will he finish? So Warman winning this race. Ray is a P2. Is Drizzle P3? No, probably going to drop down. No, he does stay P3. So that puts Dream P4, Red Bull P5, PK P6, Josh P7, Alpine P8, Jordan P10. Angry Ink with his first points, I believe. That was a very great race from them. So Warman, that late safety car and all those penalties, see, it pays out to be consistent, guys. As we can see from Warman winning his first race in this league. Right, who is the driver of the day? Drizzle with the most overtakes. Yes, that is very much indeed. He went from the back of the grid to P3. I don't know how he managed to get that podium. That was very, very lucky. However, where did Maple finish? P10. I feel so. This is very unfortunate for Maple. He would have got a podium. He would have got a podium. I don't know what happened on that restart, but. Oh, I feel for you, man. I feel so bad for him. I don't know what happened there. I think that restart just got to him and he lost out. However, that was a very good race from everyone here so far. Well, a few mistakes, 2 safety cars. I did say at the start there's definitely gonna be a safety car no matter what happens, and there was. However, I'm just really gutted for Maple, man. That podium from P3 to P10. He's definitely going to be gutted after that one. Let's try and hear from some of the drivers. Let's see if they want to say anything. That's just unfortunate, man. You could have got P3. You're gonna go P3. That also puts actually. So that means Drizzle is leading the constructors title. Constructors McLaren are leading by even more, and he's even the drivers' championship as well. So a very strong comeback for Drizzle right there. That puts him in a very good position for his lead. Let's go on to the messages and see what everyone's saying. Div1 chat. So it's there. The safety restart. Front wing damage. That's why he lost out. Some lap 1 damage as well, and also I think some impeding for some drivers during qualifying as well, which I didn't really matter. I think everyone got back, but that was pretty good racing from everyone. Next week is at. Let's have a look. Next week is at Miami. Next Sunday, same time, same day. It's gonna be very, very interesting. Who will win? Honestly, I have no clue anymore. That was a very good race. There's some moments that there's something, but yeah, there are definitely going to be a lot of reporter. Yeah, that's. Maple in the end. He could have got a podium, man. He could have got a podium. Biggest robbery. The stewards are definitely going to be busy after this. Definitely going to be busy. There were some moments with some impeding. That safety car restart. I mean, if I'm being completely honest, I see a penalty coming for Drizzle. Because I feel like going that slowly during the safety car restart. Yeah. Because, for example, at Silverstone, right? Oscar Piastri did that. He got a 5-second penalty. So we shall see. I don't know what's going to happen. That's very unfortunate. However, it was a good comeback. He went from being last to P3. But we shall see when the official standings come out. Yeah. It's just unfortunate. Anyway, that's it for this race. I will see you guys next week. Here is the driver lineup if you guys want to have one final look.